projects in the national interest.
Under our plan to build Canada strong, we're drawing on BC's strengths, and we're addressing those gaps to unlock BC's full potential. Our goal isn't merely to survive Trump's tariffs, but to emerge much stronger than before. The first thing we're doing is to reduce the forestry sector's reliance on the United States, while simultaneously tackling the housing crisis. In my first weeks as Prime Minister, recognizing the threats that the President's trade war poses for our forestry industry, we committed to invest $20 million in over 60 projects across BC to boost the competitiveness and resiliency of this sector, and also to invest in innovative, low-carbon technologies. But that's just the beginning. We will create Build Canada Homes, a lean, mission-driven organization that will not just develop new, affordable homes. It will catalyze an entirely new housing industry by investing $10 billion in deeply affordable housing and an additional $25 billion to fund the future of home building. That means prefabricated housing, modular housing, using mass timber construction. That will create hundreds of thousands of high-paying, not just jobs, but careers in the skilled trades and in the forestry sector. And it will massively scale the demand for mass timber innovators here in BC. The second thing we're doing is to invest across the entire energy supply chain to make Canada an energy superpower. That starts with critical metals and minerals, vital components to build everything from solar panels to electric vehicles. The market for these minerals is currently dominated by China and Russia. That must change. And BC can lead that change, given that it's home to 16 different kinds of critical minerals and already has a highly sophisticated, mature mining industry that supports over 35,000 jobs in this province and creates more than $7 billion in economic value every year. But our plan looks to transform that industry and take it to the next level. We'll create the first and the last mile fund that will connect critical mineral extraction projects to our supply chains to get them to market. In other words, from rock to road and rail. Nous allons tirer profit de l'abondance.
We will take advantage of the abundance of critical minerals that we have in Canada. We'll connect projects to a reliable, affordable, cost-efficient market and create good jobs along every mile of the supply chain. We will enhance the investment tax credit for the manufacturing of clean technologies, and this is to include a larger number of projects and critical minerals. We will also expand the scope of the exploration of critical minerals tax credit to include the materials that are required for technologies related to defense, semiconductors, energy, and green technologies.
These measures, all of these measures taken together, will make Canada the global supplier of choice for critical metals and minerals, diversifying our trading partners and increasing our strategic leverage with the United States. We also need to get more clean energy built. And our investment tax credits will promote a generational investment in solar, wind, geothermal, hydrogen, nuclear, carbon capture and storage, and beyond. And they're essential to those nation-building projects we need to make conventional oil and gas in Canada the lowest emission, and therefore the most competitive conventional energy in the world. Thirdly, my government fully recognizes that to build Canada into an energy superpower, we need to get shovels in the ground with an urgency that meets the moment. And to get going, we will immediately create the major federal project office with a clear mandate, issue comprehensive decisions after a single review on projects within 2 years instead of 5, all without compromising our world-leading environmental standards or our constitutional and moral obligations to Indigenous peoples. During my first 9 days as prime ministers, the premier and I agreed to eliminate duplicative, burdensome requirements, including by having the federal government recognize provincial assessments for major projects. That's worked well here in BC. So within 6 months of being elected, my government will look to do the same across the country. Nous allons signer des ententes.
We will sign agreements with all the premiers and Indigenous communities who wish to do so to have the one project, one evaluation principle and accelerate the implementation of major projects. We are developing a trade and energy corridor. This includes for the transportation of energy, critical minerals, and digital connectivity.
To free, prior, and informed consent of Indigenous peoples. And to turn that consent into true partnership, we will increase the Indigenous Loan Guarantee Program from $5 billion to $10 billion. Now, fourthly, we need to get Canadian resources, goods, energy to markets other than the United States. And BC connects Canada with reliable partners with whom we have free trade agreements in Asia.